What's going on, everyone? Austin Chom Plays here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a super weird thing. It's so weird I did a clap instead of a snap. Oh, snap. Longtime viewers of the channel. Whoosh. Longtime viewers of the channel. It didn't pop up. Come on. I'm trying to do a smooth segue here. Longtime viewers of the channel may remember this video. This super weird Switch controller holder dock holder weirdness thing. Oh my god, this got 1 million views. Wow. Really happy I, one, lost that weight, and two, never cut my beard that short again. In this video, I went on to Play Asia, and I got what I thought would be the weirdest Nintendo Switch accessory, which was a whole bunch of stuff together. Oh wait, is this? Yep, this is my favorite unboxing ever.
Now, some people like to do classy unboxings. It's now unboxed.
I reached out on Twitter to ask you guys what weird accessories you have seen at GameStop or whatever, and one of them was this weird thing that it ended up becoming a sponsored video because there was a new firmware and turned out to be a 2.5 million view video. So let's see if we keep that momentum going with the most over-the-top, unnecessary Nintendo Switch accessory that has ever existed. In this box right here. I actually had this on my wish list for over 2 years. It's a big box and a big box. That's what we're doing. It's a Russian nesting doll of recycling right now. My Amazon app popped up. It was like, hey, this is back in stock. And I'm like, after 2 years, this is back in stock? You probably kind of have some idea on what it is because of the thumbnail of the video, but I'm also not going to drop this because it's very heavy. This Pelican case. I don't think it's an official Pelican brand case. Case Club Cases and Custom Foam. Based out of Anaheim, California. It's a real Pelican case. Well, you know, whatever company made this one specifically, but it's a flight case, and from my DJ career, very familiar with these, right? There's foam inside of here, and it's used to preserve very fragile things. Oh wait, hang on. Camera 2. Camera 2, you're not just for Pokemon cards. Yeah, there you go. The handles here have little locks on them, which I think is so over the top and unnecessary. And inside of here, there you go. It's a giant screen. And down here, that's right, this is a place for you to dock and play your Nintendo Switch with the most over-the-top setup possible. I think this is hysterical because the Nintendo Switch itself is a handheld system. Oh, there's also a power plug and an HDMI cable that come out of this monitor, which is sort of just zip tied together over here. So I'm gonna take a second here and plug some things in, and hopefully this video gets enough views to pay for this. Golly, how much was this? This was a lot. This was an unnecessarily large amount of money. $373. Oh, and it once again says currently unavailable on Amazon. All right, so dock goes inside of here. Gonna put my old dock. Oh wow, that's a perfect height cutout right there. Nice. And let's grab the OLED switch. Of course, you have to have the white Joy-Cons, because if you don't have white Joy-Cons, is it even really an OLED switch? So I think this is supposed to just slot. Wow, that actually slides in so nicely. Oh, it helps if I plug in the dock, right? So HDMI in, plug in the AC adapter. Can I go on an airplane with this, is my question. The airplanes have the electrical outlets, so you know, no one's saying I can't. And we have this very snug strap to keep this in place. Yeah, that bad boy isn't going anywhere. And then excess cable can be stored. Oh, look, there's literally even a cutout right there for the brick to fit snugly. Wow, this thing is very well thought out. And whoever did the foam cutting in here, this is quality foam cutting. Like, I've seen some foam cutters cut a lot of corners. No pun intended. Yeah, this is some quality stuff right here. What's this do? Oh, this is a place for extra Joy-Cons to fit, and I'm not too sure what's gonna fit in there. Oh, the Joy-Con rails! I forgot those existed. Wow, there's even shoulder cutouts. Camera 2, can you see those shoulder? Yeah, you can. Shoulder cutouts and joystick cutouts. And they're specifically cut for both the left and right. Oh, you have to remove the dock in order for it to actually fit in there. Okay, snug as a bug in a rug. Now I'm not saying you should ever operate single Joy-Cons without Joy-Con rails, but I never have. Yeah, wow, look at that cutout. Those aren't going anywhere. And then we have room for another Joy-Con holder with Joy-Cons. So I have these white skinned ones over here. By the way, now that I've had the OLED Switch, I'm ready for my first critique. The Joy-Con holder should have been white. Or at least the front plate should have been white, like that skin is, but whatever, beggars can't be choosers. And room for another one. Oh, perfect, I'm gonna use my custom painted SNES Joy-Cons. And what fits here? A Pro controller goes on the bottom. We use the custom painted NES Pro controller for right there. And then what goes on top? Another Switch, okay. I can only imagine now that this video comment is gonna be like, this is just a video of Austin flexing how many controllers and Nintendo Switches he has. Oh, that doesn't fit. Why does that not fit? What's going on here? Oh, it turns out that this is only for a Pro controller or accessories or a second Nintendo Switch. So you could put a second Switch right there and throw some stuff underneath it. Or you would put down a Pro controller and maybe accessories here and there. Yeah, all the wires. I think I have a tiny power strip that would work for this. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Austin, who the heck needs something like this? Who honestly needs this? And I'll tell you, one, me, game journalists. If I were to go to E3 ever again and they not leak my info, which would be great, but if I were to go there, I may need to bring my Nintendo Switch with me and recording hardware. And this has the ability to hold one Switch, a dock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Joy-Cons and a Pro controller, or 2 Nintendo Switches, which is honestly fantastic storage. And also, since it's foam, while I don't recommend you to, you could cut additional pieces out to mold it to exactly your specific use case and needs. But honestly, this foam is so beautifully machine cut, I wouldn't mess with it. So as I was saying, if I were to go to LA, you know, I'm gonna need to get my stuff there, and to avoid huge fees and stuff being damaged, I could check this. Because this bad boy is real rugged, lockable. I could put a TSA certified lock on here, and it's claimed to be 100% waterproof. Now listen, contrary to popular belief, I'm not made of money, so I'm not going to be testing this with all of my Nintendo Switch stuff in here, but I would, you know, either ship this or check this. Like, under no circumstances otherwise would I ever check my Nintendo Switch in luggage. But this bad boy, oh God, that thing is safe. Oh, I should probably put the large piece of foam to protect the screen in there as well. So we've opened it up, we've filled it with things, but the most important question, does it game? And that's one of the advantages, that if I chose to use this as my carry-on, which that's a lot of weight to carry on with me, but if I did choose to use this as a carry-on, I could, in theory, sit in my seat in an airplane and play some video games. I would just have this. This would plug into the electric outlet on the seat, assuming that it's not, you know, horribly loose. And as long as it's not a game that requires an internet connection, I would be good to go. Okay, the Switch screen is off. Okay, in here we have some buttons for the monitor. I hit what I think is, oh! There we go immediately. That's a very bright screen. I don't know the quality of the screen. I wouldn't say it's an amazing quality screen, but it definitely does the job, especially for one person sitting fairly close to it. Like, I wouldn't set this up in a hotel room and play from far away, you know what I mean? on a flight, anywhere that you have an electrical outlet, you would be good to go. It has sound built into the monitor, which is great. Okay. Yes, it's over the top, it's excessive. But for some specific people, that is a must to ensure that everything that they're going to be transporting with them is safe. You know what? You may even find a use for this for a family. So say, for example, you have a big old minivan, right? You got some kids in there. Your options are, got a big crazy case that's going to be super safe for everything. And you would then need to buy the individual monitors for the minivan that may not support HDMI. Where are you going to dock the Nintendo Switch? It's going to fall all over the place. The kids are going to get it dirty with, I don't know, McDonald's honey mustard sauce on their hands. But if you just plop this down, preferably not on a child's lap because it's like over 20 pounds. Mario is tired. But if this was on a central unit and then, you know, the child's far enough away from it, that way it's considered a safe viewing distance, this might be a very safe and rugged way to transport things from one area to another. Have a built-in screen, and I don't know the price of screens in minivans anymore, but stay pretty safe. And also the weight of this would not cause it to bounce around a lot, because that's an issue with small screens in many minivans on the road and stuff like that, and in SUVs. Because the road vibration, because it's so lightweight, it flops around all over the place. It's hard to watch. I tried playing a Nintendo Switch in dock mode on a big grabby arm. That was not a successful experience at all. This does completely defeat the purpose that the Nintendo Switch is also a handheld system. I do believe they make this same thing and these cutouts for the PlayStation and the Xbox, but the fact that they make it for the Nintendo Switch is so unnecessarily over the top. That's why I love it. Am I doing something? Why is there such a huge black border on this game? I'm just noticing it now that like there's a huge bezel on top. I go to the home screen, that's not the case. This is now informing me that it's only a 720p screen because when I go to the TV resolution, it caps out at 720. Am I going to take this with me on my airplane trip tomorrow and play video games? The person next to me is probably not going to want to play video games like that, but that is an option. I don't think it has any sort of headphone jack. I'm just feeling these buttons down here. Apparently there's a menu. Very, very basic looking menu. Brightness and stuff like that. Color temperature, you could program it. You can mute. There's a built-in volume function here. And I hit the power button by accident. Actually, I hit the power button on purpose because I'm all done here. Well, there you go. I asked you guys to give me the most ridiculous over-the-top Nintendo Switch accessories that you probably will never ever buy for me to make videos about them and maybe find some use for them. This one, small use case. Very small use case, but there is a use case. I mean, I don't think there's any specific warranty from the manufacturer in regard to stuff. Actually, I'm kind of interested, is there? Oh wow, this dude did like a full mod to it, I think to include a battery or something. And they have custom controllers just when you thought I was a baller. No, this guy, wow. It also says that there is a 30-day warranty. So, you know what? There's only one thing to do. I got 30 days to test if this thing is waterproof. It says it's IP67 rated. The IP67 rating, first number, totally protected against dust. And then the second number, protected against the effects of temporary immersion between 15 centimeters and 1 meter. That's 3 feet. Duration of test, 30 minutes. So that means that it's safe to be submerged in 3 feet of water for a half hour. I mean, heck, this may actually serve some military purpose. That, you know, they could transport their Nintendo Switch and game safely. Much more safe than if it was just, you know, kept in a soft case or something else. So I guess with a 30-day warranty and it being rated to be underwater for a half hour, there's only one thing left to do. Yep, it's waterproof. Great. Well, guys, if you found this video not helpful at all, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If there's any other weird accessories you'd like to see me try out, be sure to tweet me at AustinJohnPlays with what they are. Great. Until next time, Austin John out.